news coming out just a few minutes ago as Adam Schefter tweeted it, and so we'll ask you about it. According to him, you guys made the decision to part ways with Ryan Grubb. First of all, is that true?
Yeah, that's true. So we made that decision this morning.
What was the primary thinking behind it?
Well, I mean, I understand people are going to want, everyone wants reasons, and like when things happen, it's like, well, you want a laundry list of like, hey, this happened and this happened. It's like that's not, as much as you want those, it's just it doesn't work like that. That's not the thinking behind it. It's really as simple as just I felt like the direction of our offense was different than the vision that I had for our team, and felt like it was a necessary decision at this point. Ryan's a heck of a football coach. We did some really great things on offense this year. I mean, Gino, I think, had a bunch of career highs throwing the ball, and we did some really cool situation stuff. I know Jack's had a great year. So we did a lot of great things. It's just my vision for our offense, I think, is just ultimately was different than where I thought Ryan thought it was going. And so we respect the heck out of him. We wish him the best. These are tough decisions to make. These are really tough decisions to make, but the team comes first, and just felt like it was the best for the team.
Mike, if you were to try to quantify what your vision or identity is for an offense, what does that look like?
Well, that's a tough answer. That's a tough question to answer without. I think what I'd like to do is just kind of keep those like the conversations really between Ryan and I. I think I owe that to him on all the kind of the nuts and bolts behind what we're doing. But I think it's fair to kind of keep it at that. Like, I think we just needed to go in a different direction, and that's why we ultimately made the move.
It's interesting. Can I just pop in real quick, Salky? One thing that's interesting is he was asked last week, Coach, about kind of what he's learned over the course of this season, and he talked about as a play caller and as a coordinator the difference of the college game and the NFL game. And in college, you can attack personnel a whole lot more. In this NFL game, you really have to attack scheme and the different defensive families that are out there. And he even mentioned you and kind of working through that process and how to attack scheme. How do you, you lived in both worlds a little bit, right? Mostly the NFL, but you went to the college game. Can you kind of speak to maybe some of that this year of just the learning curve to attack an NFL game versus his college experience?
Well, I mean, I don't want to put words in Ryan's mouth, but from my experience, I think he's right. I think it's also personnel driven as well. Definitely a matchup league to a certain extent in the NFL. But schemes and structures, like, you do need an understanding of how everything is built, and that's not something that like we were putting on Ryan or expected him to know coming in. That's why I answered this question last week, but to expound on it, like, that's how we built the staff that we did. That's how we built our offseason. I mean, there's a lot of things we did to get everybody up to speed on what we're going against and things like that. I'm sure that's probably why Ryan brought that up when answering that question. And then, going back to college, man, it was, you needed help from guys that have been in it and gone against these coordinators that understood like kind of what their goals were, what they were trying to achieve on a situational basis. The hashes in college make a tremendous difference now. I mean, the game is just way more spread out, and the field is a real deal. I mean, that is a significantly different than into the boundary. I'd say, the college game, from my experience, is a little bit more numbers and angles and space than the NFL game is. So, I mean, we can talk about that all day if you want, but that was just, so point being is like, of course, when you're going to be moving back and forth between different, just not even levels, but different leagues, and you're going to go against a whole completely different set of people, you need help to kind of get up to speed so you hit the ground running.
Just for contrast purposes, if the college game is about angles and space, what is the NFL game then more about?
Well, I think Ryan was right. I mean, he's right in what he said. I think probably more about it is matchups, because now you're talking about everyone has kind of the same pot, and then you've got to allocate resources accordingly. So and if you believe that it's somewhat efficient, then numbers will kind of correlate to how good players are. It doesn't always work that way, but anyway, so people allocate resources differently, but they have the same pot. So now matchups become a part of it, and then just understanding structures and how people react to formations and personnel groups and things like that. I think that's important.
So as you look forward now to make a really important hire, your next offensive coordinator, what qualities will you be looking for?
Well, I mean, we're gonna open it up, and we're gonna do our research and be thorough with it. And we want to be efficient. You know, we want to move quickly, but we want to be smart as well. And we were just looking for the right fit on the type of person that's going to come in and lead our offense. And I mean, not that we weren't aligned with Ryan, but definitely looking for alignment and a shared vision about how we want to operate.
Fair to say that Coach Huff was kind of tied to Ryan as well, or everything kind of still in consideration around?
Yeah, it's still in consideration, and I would say it's fair that he was a line coming in, but now he's a Seahawk.
And then the last thing for me on this end of it, why the timing this morning?
Just felt like it was best to do it now and move forward. It's never an easy time to do it. But I felt like that was the best decision in the timing, and it gives everybody involved the most opportunity to move forward.
Do you expect this would be the only move, or could there be other coaches that are let go?
I wouldn't call it like getting let go. Right now, we're working through this, and then we'll move forward. And we're always going to be looking to make our team the best possible team we can make. But right now, we're working through this decision.